friends have to say. Sue was my third parent. The truth be told, she was my mother's roommate before my parents got married. Sue was a nurse, and my mom was a school teacher when they lived in Mineola, Long Island. Sue also stood up for my mother as maid of honor at their wedding some 60 years ago. So I guess Sue's really known me since before I was born. I didn't meet Sue until after I graduated from college and moved to Manhattan. And my parents told me, oh, go see Sue, she'll help you find a job. And as she's done for countless others over the years, Sue helped me with my resume and set me up on a couple of job interviews. Sue had just started Raffi Associates the year before and was working with our partner John Collier and an account executive named Debbie. As luck would have it, Debbie left for a big agency job, and Sue said, do you want the job? And I said yes, and that was my start with Sue 33 years ago. I never left. Sue made me and John partners several years later, and together we would grow the business to employ 17 people, and we've kept the business going for 34 years. To Sue, the business was her life and her immediate family. She loved work and being at the agency more than anything else in the world. Most of us have been with the company for very long periods of time, but mostly because of Sue. Maybe it was because she was a preemie nurse, but Sue was one of the most nurturing people you would ever hope to meet. The environment at Raffi Associates is unlike any I've ever observed in my many business years. While Sue could be demanding and never wanted anyone to go home and not to have a vacation, I think it was because she loved having us all around, and she would do anything for us and for our families. She was the most kind and generous person that I know. She always thought of others before herself. It didn't always make her the best business person, and that it wasn't always the bottom line that she was looking at, but it did make her the most loved and the most respected. If you were looking for a job, Sue would do your resume and hook you up with at least a half a dozen people in the industry to help you get started or back on your feet. Her Rolodex was always full, and she was always happy to help in whatever way she could. We often joke that Raffi Associates was really an employment agency, although the service was always free. Sue loved surrounding herself with people, both young and old. She was a loyal friend to all. She loved to keep current and was always pushing us to further our education and to keep on top of our latest trends in business, from the start of computers to the start of the World Wide Web. Always active in the beauty industry, Susan was a pioneer in not only being a female-owned business, but also as one of the founders of many industry organizations, from the ABA, Take Mad, and the Foragers. Sue gave of her time endlessly and was always glad to help. In business, Raffi Associates worked in all sorts of worldwide companies, from Lauder to Revlon, from Laura Geller Beauty to Borghese. Sue actually partnered with Iman to help her launch her cosmetic and beauty company. Once we started working with Hanes, we grew the business into new areas, including intimate apparel, sportswear, and Ralph Lauren. Sue was active in all of it. Never wanted to be away from the business, you could always find Sue at 135 East 55th. When we had our offices on the penthouse for some 20 years, we were lucky enough to have an office with a fireplace and a wraparound terrace. So you would always find Sue entertaining, either for dinner or a barbecue on the terrace, or just a quiet drink after the end of the day in front of the fire. We had birthday parties, Christmas parties, 4th of July celebrations, and we even hosted my brother's wedding reception at the office. Sue loved people and loved life. She always surrounded herself with good friends, and they stayed with her for years and years because of her kindness and because she was a lot of fun to be with. There are so many stories I could recall for you today, but mostly I just wanted to say that I love Sue very much. She was like my second mother, and she treated me like her son. She taught me most everything I've learned in business, from both our failures and our successes over the years. I've learned from her that it is not always about profit or the money, but it's about the people and trying to help people grow and develop. We've always known that our business would not be the most successful company, but we knew that we wanted to maintain the standard of quality work and a quality of life for the people who worked for us, or with us, I shall say. I wouldn't say that I have ever been or will be as kind as Sue, but she never gave up on me for all these years because she loved me too. I am proud to have been her partner and her friend, and more importantly, one of her 2 surrogate sons. For all these years, I want to thank all of you for coming. I am sure she is watching and wishing she could join the party. I want to assure you that John and I will make sure that the Raphael name continues on for years to come, and to quote Sue, we'll keep moving along in an orderly fashion. Thank you.